Hi, everyone. This is Angela Nurse, Marketing Director for GaREIA, and I am here today with Tom Gordy, one of our superstar members of the Northside Rehabbers Group, which we're going to talk a little bit about in a moment. But first, I'd want to give a shout-out to our president, GaREIA President Mike Jacobson, as well as our Executive Director, Karen Yap, for facilitating this call. So thanks, guys. So, hey, Tom.
Hi, Angela.
How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Good. I'm glad you joined me on this call today. And I just wanted to start out with you telling me a little bit about yourself, a little bit of background on your real estate investing career, et cetera, whatever you'd like to share.
Sure. I started probably 11 or 12 years ago going to meetings at GaREIA and just really found them to be a wealth of information. I went to subgroups and went to the meetings and talked to people, and I did a lot of listening and learning, and finally they'd seen me around there for several months, and they said, when are you going to do your first deal? And I said, I'm just not ready or what have you. And they said, Tom, your problem is that you have paralysis by analysis. And that has stuck with me for such a long time. I mean, you can, if you know it's right, just go ahead and do it. So at any rate, I did one house then and then kind of got out of it and just recently got back into it. Well, I say recently, 5 years ago. So I've been a full-time investor for the past 5 years.
That's fantastic. Great. And how has it been going?
It's been going great.
What have you done during that time?
Every year has been better. Normally we do, and I say we, it's really me, but I have a team of people that, work with me, and, we all work together to make, the final product. So I say we, but it's really just me. We normally do 6 to 8 houses a year as far as going in, buying, rehabbing, and then putting them back on the market, for resale. After about 3 years, I started realizing that if I'm not working on a project, though, then I'm not having any income at all. So I started buying and holding. So I've got 4 rental properties, and this year actually we've already done 8 houses. And we're projected to do at least 4 more. So we're looking for a Superstar 2015.
Wow. That's fantastic. So you've really kind of ramped things up. And are you doing real estate now on a full-time basis, or do you have another occupation that you do as well?
Nope, real estate and going out to the houses every day is my full-time occupation.
Oh, great. And now, are you planning with these new houses that you've been working on so far this year and the next 4 that you said you plan on doing, are you going to be holding on to all of those? Are you just building your portfolio? Are you going to be fixing and flipping some, or what's your plan?
The ones that we have right now and the ones that we've already sold, obviously sold, we didn't keep those. But no, right now we don't have any that we're planning on holding. For me, it's got to be kind of the certain house. Or the certain location for me to hold on to it.
Okay, so I see. So there's some specific criteria that you utilize to determine what is going to work best for that particular project, whether you're going to hold on to it or whether you're going to fix it and flip it. Okay, well, that sounds great. Well, I would love to hear more, but for the purposes of time, let me ask you, now you've told us about a little bit about what you're currently doing as far as deals that you're working. Could you tell me a little bit more about what you think maybe was your best success when you're looking back over the time that you've been working in real estate? What would you say was your best deal?
I've had several good deals, and I think that a good deal is different for everybody. So if I'm making money and I'm having a good time and, I'm able to feed the kids and send them off to summer camp and my wife doesn't have to work, then I feel like I'm doing good. I guess,
that sounds great.
But I will say, recently we did a house, I guess it was last year over in Roswell, and, we did very well on it. It was a kind of a quick round, flip. It was about 4 weeks. And I typically spend between 3 and 5 weeks on any project, but we were able to do a couple of extra different things to it. It was a little bit higher end market house, and so we did a little bit more things to it, and so which I enjoyed that.
Okay.
But I see all of my houses. If I'm making money, I'm making a profit on the back end, then I find that to be a success.
All right. Well, that sounds like a success to me, and I think that most of our investors would agree with you on that. So, well, tell me a little bit more about the Northside Rehabbers Group.
Well, the Northside
How's
Rehabbers
it been helpful?
Group,
Why has it been good
sure.
for new and experienced investors?
We're still a fairly new group, and I went to the first one, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 months ago, and there's just so many people there that it was a great opportunity for networking. So not only did we have people from all different, aspects, we had builders there, we had a general contractor there, we had business associates that were there as well, talking with people, and it's just a great opportunity to network. But then also for me, I'm able to see what other rehabbers are doing and, what kind of fixes and finishes that they're doing in their houses. And so I find that important to me, and also to network with other people and finding other properties or finding different vendors. It's just an opportunity to network, and, normally it's a little bit smaller group, so you can really, it's more relaxed.
Right, and I would think in a smaller group as well, it's easier to build a relationship. People,
absolutely,
they don't feel so kind of out there on their own in a huge crowd of people. So I would think that would be useful, and also for the fact that for new investors who maybe haven't done their first rehab as of yet, it's a kind of a way for them to get a little bit of taste of it without taking the whole bite, so to speak, all at once, and to ask questions, or if they are working on their own projects, it's another way for them as well to come out and learn from people that are actually doing it, have been doing it, have more experience, and get those questions answered. Is that correct?
I certainly agree with that, Angela. So, it's always a risk, but I like to look at it in that it's a calculated risk. And by learning more about how to go into a house and determine what type of finish and how much it's going to cost, that's going to go a long way. You throw in the comps and how much you're buying the house for, and then you pretty much know if it's a deal or no deal.
Right. So what you're saying is that it's helpful to hear how other people are evaluating properties to know whether they even want to take on that particular investment for a potential rehab.
Absolutely. It's just, it's been good because, again, it's a smaller group, and you can talk to people a little bit easier one-on-one. And you can have a 10 or 15 minute conversation, where if you're at the general meeting, there's so many people, you're lucky to get a couple of minutes with somebody because there's always somebody else wanting to ask questions. So it's a great opportunity to have a little bit more face time with somebody, not only folks that have done it or folks that have done it and maybe not been quite so successful, but you can learn from those stories also.
Absolutely. I agree. Well, now tell me, if you could, explain to me what OTP is as opposed to ITP for the listeners who might not be familiar with those acronyms.
Sure. Great question. So OTP is outside the perimeter, and ITP is inside the perimeter.
Okay. And now, does the Rehabbers Group meet at both of those, or specifically, is there a preference for ITP versus OTP?
No, I think the ITP meeting is during the week, and so ours is on the weekend, the second Saturday of each month, and so it may appeal to some folks. And then the inside the perimeter, a lot of those houses are, downtown, and it's a whole different, to me, it's a whole different scene, if you will, the downtown versus being out in the suburbs. Yes,
I gotcha. Well, I think it sounds great, and I definitely encourage any investor, new or seasoned, to come out and join you all the second Saturday of each month, and feel it out. I think for new investors in particular, it's a great way for them to learn. And for seasoned, it's a great way to meet other people who might bring deals to them, do other types of networking, as you mentioned as well. And, for those that want to give back, to share their experiences, which, I think is very gratifying.
Absolutely. So we're meeting this Saturday, the 11th, at 11 o'clock. And the meeting is one of my houses that I'm right in the middle of rehabbing. And
Excellent.
that address is 230 North Talbot, Talbot Court. And that's off of Haynes Bridge Road, right behind North Point Mall in the Willow Springs subdivision.
Okay, and for those of you that did not have a chance to write that down, you can always visit our website at www.georgiarea.org. Click on the calendar, and, of course, this Saturday, the Northside Rehabbers Group, and the information will be right there. Or you can always call our office as well at 770-451-8800. That's, again, 770-451-8800. I want to thank Tom Gordy for taking the time out of your evening to just speak to us and tell us a little bit about your group. I think it sounds really exciting. I think it would be a great investment of time for anyone. And I know as well that after that meeting, you all get together for those that are interested and go out to lunch. So it gives you a little bit more time to even get to know each other better and ask more questions and get your questions answered. So thank you so much for sharing, Tom.
Well, thank you, Angela, and hope to see some new faces out there this Saturday. And thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you.
That sounds great. Thanks, everybody, for listening in. Again, visit georgiarea.org for more information on this and other events that are upcoming at GaREIA. Have a great one. Bye.